Hello and welcome to Case Closed. I'm Charlie Langton, your host. Today we'll go inside an actual courtroom in the Warren District Court to see real small claims cases in action. Under Michigan law, small claims cases may be brought by individuals seeking $3,000 in damages or less. Neither side may be represented by an attorney in small claims court, and the judge's decision is final. Now, let's take a look at the first case. Dog eat dog.
'37th District Court's in session. Judge Schmer presiding. Please remove your hats and shut off your cell phones.
The court next calls Daniel I. Wire versus Mark Jackson, case number 05059422. All right, your name, sir?
Daniel Weir.
All right, Mr. Weir, good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Mark Jackson.
All right, Mr. Weir, this is your case. What are you asking for?
Well, basically, I was asking, what happened was I had my dog for a walk with my daughter, and we went and picked up one of her friends a couple blocks from the house, and on the way back, I was pulling her friend. She was on some rollerblades, and she had a backpack with her, so I had one handle, and she had the other one. I was pulling her down the sidewalk with my dog. Well, he's got 3 Rottweilers, and the one jumped up, and the latch came open, and the fence came out, and 2 of them came out. Well, one of them bit my dog in the sidewalk.
One of them bit your dog. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a German short-hair pointer.
A German short-haired what?
Pointer.
Pointer. All right,
Yes.
so you were there, your daughter, your daughter's friend, and your dog.
Yep.
Sort of the 4 of you.
Yep.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
All right, then you're walking down the street, and this dog, which was, you say, was a Rottweiler,
Yep.
owned by Mr. Jackson, came out of his backyard.
2 of the 3 came out.
2 of the 3 came out,
Yeah.
but only 1 bit your dog.
Yes.
Okay, and where was your dog bitten?
On the hind end.
The
like
hind
in the
end.
butt.
The butt.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you took the dog to a vet,
Yep.
I take it. And what happened there?
Well, I took it to the vet, and there was 2 choices. They could do the one procedure where they just kind of clean it out and make sure nothing was torn, or they could cut it open and then sew everything back together.
What, cut the butt open?
Well, yeah, because they were saying something about the muscle in a dog is different than a human, that on a puncture wound, it could tear it real easy.
Okay.
On the inside. Well, he was acting fine, so I didn't want him to, to make any further, just clean it up or whatever.
All right.
And the bill was $180.
All right.
So I waited. The officer called me, and I was at the vet that came and did the police report, and he just said, wait till tomorrow and take the paperwork down to him, and asked, because he told the officer he would pay it. So I took the paperwork down, and I handed it off to him and explained the situation and stuff, and everything was fine. He said he'd get me some money, and then, 3 weeks went by, and nothing was said about it, and, I could use the money, and, I mean...
That's why you're here, right?
Yeah, and, well, I called him, and we got kind of heated about it, but the fact, he was trying to make it seem like it was my fault, saying I was walking my dog up in his yard, and the kids left the gate open, and that's why the dogs got out, and this and that, and, I mean, I just wanted my money. That's all I wanted. Well, I told him if I didn't have money that night, I was going to go file in court the next day.
Which you did.
Exactly. And when I went and filed that night around 8 o'clock, he came with $180.
Oh.
And I explained to him, well, I already filed in court, and I spent $48 for court costs and this and that. And he just basically, I took the $180, and he said, basically, do what you got to do. And
so you have your $180?
Yes.
So why are you here?
Because I paid $48 more for the court costs. And
so
plus I wanted this on record, that if it ever happened again, that, it was on record that his dogs got out of his yard.
Now, when did this happen? I mean, when was your dog bitten?
October 1st.
When?
October 1st.
October 1st, all right. And when did you first contact Mr. Jackson here and tell him that you wanted $180?
Well, he told the officer, when the officer came that day, October 1st, he told me I had no problem paying the vet bill.
Okay, so that was October 1st.
Exactly.
Okay.
And October 2nd, I took my paperwork I have from the vet with my check on it, and the bill that states that there was no balance or anything on there.
All right.
The next day to him.
Okay, well, you were very prompt. And you filed this lawsuit, it looks like, on October 18th.
Yes.
So you waited a couple of weeks and didn't get paid and sued him, right?
Basically.
And when did you get the $180?
The day I filed in court that night.
October 18th.
Yep. Like I said, the day before I told him I'm not going to argue about it. If I don't have the $180, I'll just go after work tomorrow and file in court.
So after waiting just 2 weeks, the plaintiff now wants his legal costs. Can the plaintiff get his legal costs even after he's been paid? Let's see.
And I guess we're talking about $48, I think, right? That's what you're asking for in court
Yes,
costs?
sir.
And you don't think you should have to pay that? Why not?
I'm not disputing that, any of it. I told him I would pay the bill, and I tried to work it out with him, and I told him I would pay it. I wasn't happy with the actual statement on the vet bill, so I told him I wanted to get that changed before I paid it. That's why it took 2 weeks to pay the bill, and I have no problem. I paid
Why did
it.
you, wait, explain to me again why it took you 2 weeks to pay it?
I tried to get a hold of him. He had it
The
on
vet,
there.
you mean?
Pardon me?
The vet, you mean, or who?
Yeah, at the vet.
Because you didn't think the vet did what
No,
he should have done
it
or
was a
something?
statement on the bill. I didn't want my dogs labeled as they attacked him, which they didn't.
Well,
And I paid the bill. I had no problem. I told him I'd pay it. I was very sorry that it happened, and I don't have a problem with any. I mean, I paid it.
but isn't it a strange coincidence that you paid it the day you got sued or the day after you
No,
got
I
sued?
went down
You're
there
going to
and-
pay it that day anyway?
I went down there and handed him the check, and when I handed him the check, he told me he filed court papers.
But I mean, is it just a coincidence that you happen to have paid him? Was it the day after you sued or that
I told
night?
him that I was going to file in court if I didn't have the money that night.
Wait.
The next day I
The
went
next
to
day.
court,
Okay.
which would have been the 18th. I came here and I filed all the paperwork. That night, around 8 o'clock at night, he came down to my house with a check.
Did he know he was sued at the time?
I told him the day before, if I don't have a check tonight,
You're going to go to court.
I'm going to Warren Courts the next day after work.
No. Who are you?
His wife,
What is your name?
Deborah Jackson.
Well,
The balance, the first bill he gave us said that zero was paid. We've got the bill that Mr. Wire gave us. It said nothing was paid, so we thought we owed the veterinary place. When I went down there and attached the police report, they switched the paperwork and they attached the police report onto the vet bill. The lady said, that's when we thought we owed the vet, not Mr. Wire, because it says zero was paid. So then the lady attached, and the phone call the gentleman's talking about, he said, you've got 10 minutes to bring the check down or I'm filing. I told him, I'm going tomorrow to the vet. I want the police report attached to the paperwork, and we're gonna pay the vet. I couldn't understand, what had happened was, since we had zero paid and 180 still owed, that's what our bill says that he handed us. We thought we owed the vet the money, not Mr. Wire. When we went to the veterinarian place, that's when the lady said, that's when she told me, no, he paid us, that we owed him. Because I told him, I'm not gonna go give you $180 when we still owe $180 to the vet.
Sir, this
ahead.
is the exact bill the vet gave me, the copies, and they gave me the exact copy. And can I show you on here where
Yeah.
it says remaining balance
let me
zero?
take a look.
So right here it has what I paid on the first.
All right, this is a bill from Veterinary Emergency Service Incorporated. This is on John R. in Madison Heights. $180, charges to date,
Your Honor?
dated October 1st. Remaining balance zero. When did you give this to Mr. Jackson?
This incident, October 1st was Saturday. On Sunday, they made me a copy of that exact paperwork to give to them.
All right.
So they have it.
Go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
Show you this one.
Did you get this October 2nd?
Not that,
This is the one I got.
When did you get this?
October 2nd.
Ma'am, just sit there, okay? Okay, it's not your case. Mr. Jackson can handle this, believe me. He's doing a good job, okay? All right, now you're giving me, Mr. Jackson, something from Veterinary Emergency Service Incorporated, the same place. This shows what was done.
And that's what he gave me. That's the paperwork he gave me.
Who? Mr. Wire?
That's what he handed me.
When did he hand you this?
Yes, sir.
You never got this.
I got
Yes.
that one. That's the one I got. And then when we went to the vet, and when I got another bill from him, and then
Well, we have a dispute. You said you gave him
They
this.
made him a packet just strictly to give to him with that on there.
Well, you know.
That said it was paid for.